Of course, TNC, they do get rid of the Drow, which does seem very, very potent. Especially with that multi-shot. RR though. What kind of bans we're going to see out from them.
TNC Predators turn to ban.
Get rid of that Crystal Maiden. Has been doing a lot of work today for multiple teams.
Radiant team ban.
Luna will be the final ban out from TNC now, and RR. One more to go for them. Neither side's really shown much within their draft yet, so it's quite hard to tell what the bans are going to be for either side.
10 seconds remaining.
Especially with this new patch, I'm not even sure if the teams know what they're really meant to be banning
5
out.
seconds
yet.
remaining. Radiant team pick.
It's the Razor ban coming out, and Razor does seem to be very, very powerful this patch already. Just get rid of him. I'm sure RR will show us why they've banned him out now. Are we going to see something like a Lifestealer again? Because that hero just doesn't seem to be panning out for any team today.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. TNC Predators turn.
Looks like the Sand King will be the pickup. So RR still remaining pretty standard. Some great disable, great crowd control on their side of things. Sand King just never seems to get any weaker as a hero. Just seems always to be useful.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Let's see now though, third pick for them. Still have a lot of reserve time to use up. Kind of wonder what they're going to combo with that Mirana to land those arrows. Or whether they even combo anything for that matter. Generally speaking though, you'd want a stun to set up. We used to see the Ogre being picked with Mirana over and over again. This time around, yep, it's the Ogre once again. Fair enough, it just seems to work. There's nothing wrong with going for this Ogre. RR now. I mean, today hasn't failed to disappoint in terms of some entertainment value.
Remaining.
I'm sure as the chat noticed, there was a 40k HP tiny last game.
Remaining.
Kind of ridiculous.
TNC Predators turn.
There's the Lifestealer being picked up again. Now this, I'm really not sure about this. All day it's just looked like such a weak hero. TNC, they're gonna go into the Morphling, which actually received a +1 armor buff. So he's basically invincible right now. I mean, this Lifestealer, seems like it's just gonna get kited around like it has every other game.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
RR though, one ban for either side left. The game plan
TNC
here.
Predators
But get rid of the
turn
Invoker
to
for
ban.
now. Both sides really seemingly requiring a mid laner. Of course, the Leshrac could be there for RR in the mid lane though, but we'll have to wait and see. And see with their 6th ban, what do you go for?
5 seconds remaining.
a lot of reserve time for this final ban, but they probably already got their final pick already chosen for themselves. I'm gonna say this draft from RR, although it can be very potent to go up against, I just don't have much faith in it thanks to that Leshrac Lifestealer. And even the bench, just all these heroes haven't won a game today. Unless my memory serves me incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure that none of these heroes have won a game yet. Can't say the same for Sand King. Sand King is still great though. But there's the TA ban from TNC, so they don't want to have to deal with that. Fair enough. What's the last pickup here? How do you finish this draft off?
Radiant team pick.
Puck!
They'll go for the puck. So there's the team fight that they were kind of looking for. Dreamcore is going to offer a lot of crowd control and just going to allow you to, again, just kite the Lifestealer, kite the Leshrac. There's not really an answer here from RR to deal with this puck. Not yet. Still have one more pick to be made though. RR, they don't really seem to lack team fight. It just seems like their draft will get kited quite a bit. Seems like you need someone to close the gap for this Lifestealer, for this Leshrac. You've got the Sand King. Might want something else. Let that reserve time tick out. You do have to be somewhat careful, of course. You are going up against a Morphling, so you don't want to give him a good morph target. He already does have quite a few good morph targets though in the Lifestealer, Sand King and the Leshrac. So it's still very scary regardless going into this Morphling. RR still thinking about this last pick.
Meepo!
Choose your hero.
Hello, the Meepo will come out from RR, and that is something I did not expect to see. But it is quite an interesting pick to say the least, and I can't wait to see what Alacrity does with it. In terms of what TNC had to deal with it, I mean, you do have the puck. Can control those Meepopers up with that Dream Coil, but apart from that, perhaps not much else. Gabby could always go shotgun build with the Morphling and just try to burst the Meepo down, but... I like the fact that RR has done something very different up against TNC. Because obviously TNC is the heavy favorites going into this. Mind you, I say that, RR have not lost a game today, so there's that. They are currently undefeated where TNC is not.
5 seconds remaining.
Can't really underestimate this Radiant side quite yet. Get into this game very, very soon. It should be a very fun one to watch. ENC today. Of course, again, they did drop a game to GeekFam earlier on. Definitely want to try and pull off a 2-0 victory here if they can up against RR. And we will get get into it. So game number 1 of this best of 2. This is the 4th series of the night.
Prepare for battle.
We'll see what TNC gets up to in this game. Gambit, of course, going to be on the Morphling. Tim's on the Mirana, and we saw Tim's on this Mirana in the first game of the day, and he was just an absolute nuisance towards Geek Fam. I believe he got at least 4 couriers in the first 15 minutes or so. We'll see if he does hunt those down again this time around. I imagine he probably will. Looks like there may be a bit of a scuttle up at that top lane. KYXY trying to get in range of March, but couldn't quite get there.
30 seconds to battle.
It may just be a 2-for-2 trade. RR are moving in to try and swipe one away from the side of TNC, but March will get a Fire Blast into an arrow, and he does manage to get that bounty, and in fact they may have found first blood. KYXY getting so darn low, but March will not be in range for another Fire Blast. They would at least force out the salve and tango usage from KYXY. And in terms of bounties, it was indeed a 2-for-2 trade in the end, so very even start, but you do at least force out a bit of regen usage from this Sand King. Hustler, I mentioned, is on the support Leshrac. Gonna sit around in the dire side jungle. March will spot him out, but does throw out the Fire Blast, but Hustler's just gonna try and get a creep pull off. March will punish though. Hustler should be able to eventually get towards his lane again. Because down in that mid lane, we do see Armel up against Alacrity. Armel going to certainly try and force out Alacrity and not make this lane too comfortable for the Meepo. Meanwhile, Hustler is still in trouble. March has not let him go, and this creep pull is not working out. He may need to just deny himself up to the T2 tower or something else, but the Fire Blast connects March. He needs one more right click to get this job done, but Hustler is wasting as much time as possible. I don't think March really minds too much. He's got another Fire Blast, and that'll be the first blood going to the way of TNC.
Did you mean to do that?
That's a bit of a shame there for Hustler. He was just trying to do something nice for KYXY, but unfortunately, nice things can't always happen to you. He will whip his way back up to the lane and maybe try again. No, I think he may just leave those creeps alone this time. Meanwhile, mid, Alacrity falling low to Armel, but he will be able to get one of those Meepos out. Of course, just keep on there. Alacrity gonna start dishing out some harassment towards Armel on the puck.
Illusion!
Of course, bot lane, you will see Nuts and KP there. Drew is just free farming on the lifesteal right now by T1 tower. Nuts not wanting to leave KP alone. KP has been left alone though in this off lane. He's just solo off by himself. That's perfectly fine though. As an Abaddon, you can just afford to do this because you have so much sustain on this hero. TNC really do want to make sure Gabby gets as much free farm as possible on this Morphling. That's fair enough. Alacrity looks like he's ready to just settle into the jungle for a bit. And it's one of those things about the Meepo, it's very similar to something like a TA. You can just push out the creep wave, go into the jungle, clear out a stack, and then just go back into the lane. Just always force the puck to have to try and last hit underneath his own tier 1 tower. It's super important for Alacrity to get up and online ASAP on this Meepo, otherwise this game could just fall apart for RR. KYXY could be in trouble top lane. Does cop the Fire Blast. In fact, Sandstorm will be there, and they don't actually have detection for him. Still, this is time that KYXY can't get any farm in. And as soon as that Sandstorm's over, March just may be there with another Fire Blast. But KYXY can just TP his way out in the tree line. And this will just allow Gabby to keep free farming up on this Morphling. And mind you, the Lightsaber's doing the exact same thing. In fact, Drew is kind of ahead of the Morphling right now. But I dare say Gabby on the Morphling is a little bit scarier than this Lifestealer will be. Assuming he can keep up this free farm though. Mid lane, Alacrity gonna get caught out by Tim's March and does get taken out. And this is exactly what he can't really afford to have happen to him. He needs to be able to snowball early to mid. March and Tim's can just keep that up. It could make RR's life very, very hard. We'll see though, as it looks like they are trying to make a play on Hustler. They didn't have the arrow available though.
Radiant's middle
KYXY now getting harassed quite heavily though. Nice Burrow Strike will actually get him within the waveform. That's going to be a 3-for-1 bounty rune trade for the side of RR. Well, bot lane Nuts actually finding KP on the Abaddon. KP did manage to find the bounty at the very least, but Nuts does punish in the end. And so to make it a 1-2 now at the 5.5 minute mark. Top of the last hits board is still going to be the Lifestealer, closely followed by the Meepo. So Reality Rift still finding that farm early on. And see, roaming the map, trying to farm, find mid lane. Mel doesn't stand up for a little bit, but Alacrity won't really commit the poof. Tim's gonna rotate in now. Alacrity won't cop the orb, he'll be fine. Armel did have the Dream Claw, but opted not to use it. Probably wouldn't have led to a kill anyway, but top lane, this does look like a kill as KYXY. In fact, no, they'll turn around onto Gabby now. The Morphling copping a fair bit of damage. Diabolic Edict gonna be there as well onto March, and they will just slowly but surely chase him down underneath the T1 tower even, but they missed the stun. March will be able to salve up though. As I say that, Nuts does end up casting it off, and now Armel joins in on the puck. Orb will fly out, Dream Call is there, and this Vengeful Spirit is definitely dead. Or maybe not, Magic Missile comes out, he goes down, but they'll get March as a traitor. Now Armel trying to go after KYXY, but Hustler with the Diabolic Edict will ensure he can't get any further. So it does end in a 1-for-1 trade between the Ogre and of course the Venge. Meanwhile, KP again going down. Drew will find that kill onto the Abaddon. KP is actually level 4 now in comparison to the level 6 of Drew. So this bot lane does just seem completely lost. Luckily for TNC, I mean, an Abaddon's pretty much useful no matter what. Mostly just needs that XP up. The mid lane, Armel may get caught out, but he does dodge Massive Missile. Still Alacrity does have poofs coming out, and Armel so close to dying, but not close enough. He will orb away. The rest of his team is there to help as well, and they are going after that Meepo. Alacrity will eventually end up going down, but now the Magic Missile and the follow-up stun coming out from Hustler, but they're gonna find Nuts as a trade, it seems. So a 2-for-1 trade. Both mid-cores going down. Meanwhile, top lane, Gabby ends up finding KYXY on. So it ends up being a 3-for-1 trade in the favor of TNC. That'll make it a 4-6, 8 minutes in. Though Tim's be slightly careful. He's chasing. He won't go for the split earth attempt. And KP would be in trouble once again, as he's just going to stick around in that bot lane. Alacrity will get the snare on. He's really got nowhere to go now. With those poofs, he didn't have borrowed time available. It's just another easy kill onto KP. And mid lane, they are going to trade. They found Dream Call onto the Vengeful Spirit, but they may get a deny off with these neutral creeps, but no. Armel will orb and will find the kill, and does find a shovel for his trouble. That'll be a 5-7 now. between these two. A very aggressive game between RR and TNC. Neither side really letting up. Looks like it's not planning to stop anytime soon, as Tims is already set up in the mid lane. Hustler will show himself. Tims literally will just walk in there. Hustler pops the edict, but Tims is not done. Leaping for... misses the arrow. Now Hustler may turn. In fact, Tims, he's going to be the target. He does throw out the Moonlight Shadow, but the Diabolic Edict still connecting Tims. He's so darn low. Hustler, he doesn't get the stun off an Armel. They're juking around Hustler. He does go down. Tims is somehow still alive throughout all this. He's going to make a run towards the Radiant side base and actually TP within it. Nuts, surely you get stunned. No, he doesn't get it off in time. The ultimate being in the opposing base. Oh my. Now, at the very least, they do find Armel on the puck. He's going to try and orb himself away and does get away with it for now. And they will not pursue. He actually sticks around here, waiting for that boundary rune. He does have a bottle pull up. Nuts doesn't throw out the stun first. He gets silenced up. Yeah, Nuts is dead. Still, the Remnant is chasing, but Armel is well and truly out of there.
Dire's middle tower is under
March,
attack.
I'm sure he's protected. Though I can't say the same about Alacrity, who does find Armel, but again the orb, and he does get away. Dream Call is there on the Meepo, but they need some follow-up. Gabby going to come in with March, try to take down this Meepo. Alacrity, he's got help coming from Hustler. A nice double split earth, but is it going to matter? He does manage to poof away, at least for now. Now March falling too low, but they found the Leshrac as a trade. Gabby now wants to go after KYXY, but he's fighting within the Sandstorm. It will not matter, however, as KYXY does just go down, and now Nuts needs to get the hell out of there as he has no teammates available. And that's another 3-for-1 trade for TNC. 7-12 now. And this Meepo, unfortunately, is not paying off thus far. It's gone for 4 Wraithband into the treads, but it just seems like he's getting controlled way too much. And Armel, with these juking and jiving coming out from the puck, has truly been quite difficult to deal with for RR. Arch, throw a stun out onto Alacrity once again.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
Moonlight Shadow now, 3-man Dream Call, or rather 2. He's got 2 Meepos and the arrow connecting from Tims. They found Alacrity as well. He's so down low and Tims is just not going to allow him to run out of there. One more and yeah, he finds it. Hustler will try to punish for this. March will be the target, and it looks like he should just go down. He'll throw out a Fire Blast before he does, but still, if you're TNC, you're still going to be very satisfied with those kills.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Drew may find a nice trade onto Armel, but Armel is actually fairly tanky considering he's just a puck. Now the arrow onto Hustler as well. Armel is still alive throughout all this. He'll orb away. Drew is still trying to chase, but this puck will just not die.
Double damage.
And Drew, well, he'll find Tims. Tims will just leap away though. In fact, he won't even do that. He'll just walk.
Attitude.
And Armel at this point is just insulting Reality Rift with all these jukes. Now Nuts may get caught out bot lane. Trying to go after KB, but Armel, once again, the Dream Call is just there. They do try and trade at least, but with Nuts being by himself, there's not much he could do. TNC look to take complete momentum of this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At the very least, RR will force in that T1 top tower. They have the left back as well to speed things up. But bot lane, nice stun from KYXY with the Veil as well. But there's the Fire Blast and the Dust. Armel, do you have the damage output? Not while Hustler's there, and they will finally find this pesky puck. Nice up there from KYXY, just baiting them in long enough so that Hustler could TP and help out.
Dire's top tower is under
KP
attack.
will return back to the lane. Gabby will show himself as well in the Morphling. They are picking out the Sand King. March gonna tank that tower damage and move his way in. He'll find Hustler, but Hustler was ready with the damage. March dusts up, gets a double fire blast going out. He's still alive as well, but he is certainly dead. They do not find the Sand King, they don't find the Leshrac. TNC still around the area, still looking for an opening to jump in.
Radiant's
It's a
middle
4v5,
tower is
but
under
they
attack.
just don't care. They will find Hustler. The Leshrac is again going to be the target. This time, however, they will find him. KYXY, can you find him as well? They'll get the Boris Track thanks to Gabby, and with that, it's more than enough control to find the kill. Armel ends up going down to Alacrity mid lane.
Radiant's tower has fallen.
So a nice little pickup there for the Meepo. TNC almost looks like they're not done down the bottom. Looks like they wanted to pursue for more hero kills, but they'll leave them be for now. That Alacrity has Shadow Blade with an infest from the Lifestealer. KP getting in stand up. He does pop the borrowed time, but it will not matter. He is completely surrounded and he's going down.
I'm just messing with you.
A tithe to the
So with this Shadow Blade on Alacrity now, you constantly have that Lifestealer bomb available to you as well. Just plenty of ways for Alacrity to break the distance and get the ensnare off. A very easy kill after that for the Meepo.
Shiny!
This Meepo. He'll be going straight into a site of what's next. Alacrity feeling confident in his farm. The Scythe device will make it very, very hard for Gabby on the Morphling. It doesn't seem to be going for a BKB or a Lincoln Sphere for that matter quite yet.
Regeneration!
March gonna get spotted by Alacrity, but Alacrity and March will leave each other be. RR certainly are set to try and go for a hero pick-off. Nuts. Maybe sticking around too long. He does at least get the Observer what he wanted, but it will cost him his life, though he does. Has the arrow. Does go for it, does connect. Tim's with a very nice pick off.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Now an immediate Moonlight Shadow. The Dire Courier actually goes down to the remnant of Nuts on the bench. No Courier is safe in this game anymore. Alacrity looking to make another play with his Shadow Blade. He sees Armel, but he's trying to bait him in with Drew on the Lifestealer. Won't get what he wants for now. KYXY gonna have a pipe up very soon on the Sand King, and that'll certainly help the team fight of RR quite substantially. Hustler now with a mech coming out as well. And RR, are we seeing a smoke? Yeah, we definitely are. Nuts will pop one. Fest straight into KYXY. Where are we headed? Well, they may find Tim's on the Mirana, or they may just find a Roshan. There is a Desolator available on Drew on that Lifestealer, so it is certainly a quicker Roshan than you'd expect. And TNC certainly aren't expecting this one. Even if they were, they won't be there in time to try and defend. But they will find Hustler on the Leshrac. There are more TPs coming in to try and control up Hustler. He does eventually go down, but he buys his team much more than enough time to get that Aegis. Alacrity will be the one to take it. Now with that Aegis, we'll go ahead and try to force in that tier 1 mid tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
TNC had no choice but to allow it to go down. Blink now up though on Armel. Finally got the initiation you'd want on the park. Alacrity. Fool's gift is up. There's a lot of stats that go to a lot of meepos. As well as that, the scythe device is getting closer and closer. We'll have the Mystic Staff in about 100 gold from now. In fact, never mind, he has it right now if he wants to. Both teams just trying to secure an outpost for each other.
Dire are
Before that
scanning.
20-minute mark hits, get that added XP.
A gift from the goddess.
Be a 1-for-1 trade on those outposts as well. Even trade on the bounties. But they feel confident enough to push in that top tier 2 tower. Got a slight net worth lead at 2k, but more importantly now they have the scythe device up on Alacrity, so Gabby is not really a threat anymore.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like they won't even be a defense, so never mind. Fortification is there and the TPs are coming in. In fact, they go straight into the back of RR, but the Burrow Strike is there for KYXY. They're being controlled up. Arch is gone. KP trying to get the hell out of there, though. Gabby, he gets swapped back in on the Morphling, trying to Burrow Strike his way out, and he does do so quite successfully, but another swap comes in from Nuts. Still surviving as long as he can, but not long enough it seems. He is going down, and he does do so. KP now just trying to run out with the rest of his team. And RR will clean up that top tier 2, and they may even try to force in a tier 3, or at least force out the buyback of them. Arrow does land on KYXY, but I don't think he cares. Alacrity just continues moving forward straight on to KP, and they found the ensnares, they found the Hex. He's so close to dying, but no, he gets the Aphotic Shield just in the nick of time. The 4-star from Tim's just giving him that time he needed. They'll still find the racks. There's no buyback coming up from Gabby quite yet. In fact, KP getting low, but enough borrowed time. But Armel's gone now on the puck. That's their main source of damage and control. Now KP in stand up. He'll survive, but not for long, as they will find him once again. It's going to be a 4-0 trade. They found the racks as well. It's just domination by the side of Reality Rift.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Look after the shrine as well.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
Invisibility!
TNC, they need some serious farming. In fact, they need a lot of things. In terms of hero levels, they're pretty even. In terms of net worth, they are also fairly even, but it's mostly the lifesteal around the Meepo causing a lot of headaches. In fact, Armel may just be dead once again. Alacrity making the chase. He gets the scythe device, and there's the ensnare. He should have the damage output. No, the poof comes out just in the nick of time. He's trying to predict poof timing. He won't get it. Armel will survive for another day. Let's jump in again and gets the silence off on the Meepo. Just playing around with Alacrity, and will TP out though. Alacrity, do you throw an ensnare out? Not quite. He'll steal the outpost though.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
He'll also find that bottom shrine now.
Structures are fortified.
At the very least for TNC, Aegis will expire. But RR, they're not backing off. In fact, they found a target. It is going to be March on the Ogre, and he just melts. KP sticking around. He gets swapped in. Arrow will fly and get the life stealer, but there's no follow-up to it. Side device suspended on KB, and they're still holding him down. Burrow strike for Burrow time will be procced, and now Gabby, he'll jump in with a massive Burrow strike on all the meepos. Does he have the damage output though? He's being chased down by KYXY with the epi, all the meepos as well. The Burrow strike will be there, and Gabby's gone. Now another swap from Nuts onto KB, and it looks like this Abaddon's gone as well. Drew is continuing to chase Tims through the base. But that'll be the end of that. There's still a tier 2 tower on that bot lane, and the previous major champions aren't looking too healthy in this game number 1.
Dire's bottom tower
They may lose another Rax.
Dire's bottom tower
TNC gonna try their best to hold on. March gets Burrow striked up again.
Dire's
KP
bottom
buying back. Gabby does not have the gold for it. They'll find a second Rax, and now the ensnare's flying out onto Tims.
has fallen.
But they're happy with the Rax. There's no need to overextend for RR. TNC, they do attempt to punish, but they just can't get in range to find anybody. Have a quick look at that win probability, and Dota Plus, 95%. Wait, RR. Still giving TNC a 5% chance in this game. Look at that team net worth, and it just started to skyrocket after a while. Up around that 15-minute mark. Drew gonna go ahead and take that final tier 2 tower. There's no reason for them to back off. Drew's got a full heart of Brask up. It just seems like everyone's so darn tanky on RR, just nobody seems to die. March just casually going for a Midas pickup now. We're 25 minutes in, but it still has a lot of value on the Ogre. And does not get the multicast. That is rather unfortunate. Looks like RR are going to be waiting around that Roshan pit. But we will find out when it will respawn in about 7 seconds from now. And it'll be a bit of a late Roshan respawn. About 3 minutes from now, the Roshan will be back up. But RR do maintain a 17k net worth lead. It is certainly their game to throw. Looks like Alacrity with his new Eye of Skydy going to start moving back in onto Armel. And the orb has pretty been expended. Hex comes out and he just melts.
Me-pow!
Indeed. At the puck, he's gone for 45 seconds. Perhaps they can go for that mid-Rax. AP. They're trying to delay this, but KYXY jumps in with the stun. Now the follow-up there from Hustler. Trying to force out the borrowed time early, and nice swap there from Nuts as well. KP may have to use it right here, right now, though. Nice stuff from Gabby coming out. Nuts almost goes down and does. KYXY, though, with the follow-up Burrow strike. They'll go after March for a bit, though. No, they'll turn around and go after KP instead. Tier 3 isn't long for this world. RR will be able to pick this one up. Now the side device out onto March. They're just controlling on the side of TNC, but the Burrow strike from Gabby is just massive, but there's no follow-up to it. And it's going to be mega creeps coming out from RR. 27 minutes in, but here comes Armel. A massive dream corner. Alacrity is down. Now they can really start to punish Gabby with the double Burrow strike. The Infest is there on Hustler from the live stealer, but Hustler's got no way out of this. He's going down. Drew just escapes and tries to make a run for it, but he's gone as well. Fighting a 4-man for nothing kind of trade, but the problem is they lost their megas, or all their racks, and well, all they have to try and do is hold now. TNC won't be able to make it to the raid base in time to get any sort of damage out on the high ground. I mean, there's still multiple tier 2 towers anyway.
shot.
KYXY set up on Tim's. Staring him down. Won't initiate though. Meanwhile, Roshan's still about 20 seconds away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
TNC. Be a hard comeback for them, but could certainly do it. Alacrity will show himself with the ensnare. Gonna chase in inside the Bison to March. Boots in as well. TNC will not be there to help him out. Now they are going for more. KYXY trying to set up onto KB, though the borrow of time will be there. Moonlight Shadow's still available as well for TNC. They're trying to delay this as long as possible. Oh no, with the Dream Call now going after KYXY. Gabby jumps back in, they'll find one. The bite is there immediately though. Now the Burrow Strike once again from Gabby straight onto Nuts. They'll find a secondary in the Vengeful Spirit, but they've lost Armel on the puck. He'll buy back and use the orb to jump back in straight away. Hustler's life's been lost as well. They still got to try and focus down this Meepo. KYXY now getting low, getting controlled off the ensnare. He goes down. He'll have buyback, but he will not expend it straight away. The GG's been called. TNC, they don't even want to try anymore. And it was going to be a 3v5 situation anyway, up against Megas and RR against all odds and everyone else's beliefs. well. Can't quite blame them for that. But respect bands coming out.
10
Reality Rift,
seconds
what
remaining.
do you follow up with?
5 seconds remaining.
TNC Predators.
So they will get rid of the Undying.
TNC Predators.
TNC will get rid of the Alchemist. So fair enough. 2 more picks for either side to be made. Of course, TNC has kind of already revealed what they're up to with their draft, but RR do not reveal much to us quite yet. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what their draft's going for.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
TNC start using a bit of that reserve time now. Because they really can't afford to lose this game. It's not going to be the greatest for TNC if they do. They're only on 1 point right now.
Pick.
Templar
Go
Assassin.
for the TA pickup. So a safe pick from the side of TNC. Of course, Armel does play a very, very good TA. Does give RR the option to counter this TA very early on though, and of course you do still have the Ember if you so wish. The Venomancer was banned out very early on, so you don't have that
10
option.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Do you have the Ember?
TNC Predators. Turn.
There it is. So now the Ember being picked up, directly countering the TA. I'm going to say earlier on the Ember didn't look too strong in the earlier game that we saw. Still though, it does work decently up against that Naga Siren as well, just being able to cleave through those
10
illusions.
seconds
Radiant
remaining.
team pick.
I speak for the
TNC immediately just going straight into the Nature's Prophet now. I believe that'll be Tim's Nature's Prophet. That is a very scary thought, as this man has been pretty consistently good throughout the day. In fact, I'd say great. So giving him a hero where he can just be all over the map constantly is going to be a real
10
headache for
seconds
Reality
remaining.
Rift.
5 seconds remaining.
Alright, what do you follow up with here?
TNC Predators. Turn.
Go into the Sanking. Because we saw KYXY do a lot of work on that Sanking last game. I do believe he'll be playing the Legion though this time around, so it should be a support Sanking. Still does work very well.
Radiant seconds remaining. Ban.
Unless you were going to do something crazy like put the Legion jungle. That'd be kind of weird though. Or would it?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant
Well,
team
final
pick.
ban will be the Timber Sword from RR. We saw the Gyrocopter being banned out from TNC. Generally speaking, you don't want to have to verse the Gyrocopter if you are playing a Naga Siren. It's a fair ban. But one final pickup for either side. We are still lacking a position 1 pick for Reality Rift.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
We'll let that reserve time tick down a bit. Still letting it tick out.
TNC Predators turn.
The Troll Warlord will come out for Reality Rift now, and that's an interesting pick to say the least. Not the one I was expecting. I'm intrigued to see how this is going to pan out for them. Feels like you do have the necessary control from TNC to deal with this Troll Warlord.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Drow Ranger.
You may now
Now the
select
Drow
your heroes.
Ranger will come out from TNC. Can't say I disagree with that pick. The Drow does just seem so strong in this new patch. So 2 interesting drafts. Again, TNC pretty desperate to get this win off RR. RR looking to stay undefeated if they possibly can in this game number 2. Both teams' last games of
Ten seconds remaining.
Luckily for the side of RR, they do have a way to
5
close the gap
seconds
on the
remaining.
Drow in the form of the Sand King and of course Alacrity and KYXY, so it's not like this Drow is just going to be able to sit back and right click the whole time. Still, you've got to be worried about KP on that Naga Siren. He does love playing this hero, does do a pretty darn good job of it as well. We'll get the game started. TNC really weren't messing around with this draw this time around. They just no kind of games being played by them. Straight to the point, no time wasting.
Prepare for battle.
Appear to be confident going into this game number 2.
A sour note.
Unfortunate.
I saw that ending from miles away. I saw that ending from miles away.
Will indeed be a support Sand King as KYXY gonna be on that Legion Commander. Hustler will take over on that pos for Sankey. Curious to see how much farm Gabby can secure on this top lane. KYXY making a bit of a rotation early on. Making his way down to the bot lane now. They've left Drew up at the top, so they want this Troll Warlord to be up against that Drow, which is pretty fair enough. Does seem like KYXY would just get harassed constantly in that off lane had it been left.
The battle begins.
Still not going to be much easier up against KP though. They will get the bounty runes. And I believe TNC may have just secured 3 bounty runes as, yeah, you'll see March just walk over, get the 3rd one for themselves, so a nice little start for TNC. Nuts will end up losing half his HP, but he'll just regen that up with the Tango. Of course, unsurprisingly, you'll see Armel up against Alacrity once again on the Ember versus the TA. It's hard to know who this does really favor. I mean, Alacrity should have the advantage in a few levels, but so far Armel is certainly giving it to him.
Wait some more.
Butler. Nice little Burrow Strike out onto Gabby. They really want to pursue some damage. In fact, they may have just found first blood. Gabby going down straight away. Just one Burrow Strike is all it took, and Drew just slowed him down with the axes. Very early start coming out for this Radiant side once again. Gabby's certainly going to have to be a little bit more careful about his positioning as the laning stage goes on. You just wouldn't expect that at level 1 though. Speaking of being careful, Alacrity finds himself very, very low on the Ember. Armel trying to give it to him. Nice Sideblade usage. KYXY bot lane not really struggling up against KP quite yet. 10 last hits, 2 denies on the Legion. KP slightly behind with 7-0. It should slowly start to favor KP as the levels go on. KYXY, he has really been playing on point in these last few games that we've watched him in. Just so consistent on any hero he picks up. Looking back to that mid lane, Alacrity may end up going down, and does. Armel with the Meld Strike. Alacrity wasn't expecting that one to come out this early on, but
Radiant's middle tower
Armel
is under attack.
just punishing this Ember Spirit. This isn't exactly how you'd expect the lane to go, but now Alacrity finds himself 1 level behind Armel. When in fact, he's trying to man fight Armel, but he'll just keep moving forward. Suddenly, Alacrity is very, very low once again. Does bring a salve with the least, so he will be able to sustain in the lane, but the longer this goes on, the higher Armel's going to get in levels, and the worse this trade is going to get. Gabby. Drew has been farming pretty well at the top lane. 20 last hits, 3 denies on the Troll.
Radiant's
Just
bottom
hasn't
tower
seemed to
is
struggle
under attack.
whatsoever. Not to mention, of course, he did get the first blood for his team. Farming up this top lane, Gabby just doesn't seem to be able to slow him down whatsoever. Meanwhile, KP gonna go for a bit of a creep skip. KYXY gonna try and make it a bit more difficult than he would like. But, well, mid lane, Alacrity again getting very, very low.
Dire's structures are
Those
fortified.
side blades off onto Alacrity. Won't be so lucky quite yet. Oh, there's one. Alacrity almost goes down, but March is there anyway. Nice rotation. Alacrity, that's going to be his second death of the game. He's really trying to push this Ember to the limits, but Armel is punishing him for it. He just continues to do this. He's now 2 levels behind Armel as well. It's a level 6 versus level 4, and he gets glimpse back. So March just wastes his TP. Alacrity gonna have to run his way back up towards the mid lane. This is just as bad as you can get for an Ember start. And it's not so much that he's playing bad, but more so that Armel is abusing him with this TA. And March, of course, with the great rotations, just forcing him back and making his life a living hell. So now they direct their attention towards KYXY. I don't think this will be any kind of kill attempt here, as KYXY is a bit too hard to kill in the lead. Armel about to hit that level 7 mark now. Alacrity just continuously having to salve himself up. He does have nuts in the back now, just in case they need it. They will jump in now. There's the Flame Guard, Magic Missile to follow, but the Mel dodge. Armel just dodging the stun. Nuts is just going to walk down the river. He's had enough of this. March now just going to give him a bit of the Thunder Strike. KP may find KYXY, though he doesn't have the ensnare available. So KYXY gonna walk over towards his shrine. Nuts is waiting there anyway. So slight net worth lead for TNC, but an absolute clean is happening in the mid lane. So you can imagine that Armel is probably going to have one of those very, very good Armel games. In fact, he's taking a lot of ancient stacks by himself.
Is under attack.
That level advantage that he had is going to get a lot bigger. So, Nuts going to say hello. Armel now throws down a trap. Nuts will be able to walk out of there. Armel will just get straight back to it as March now going to rotate in after Nuts. Thunderstrike will be there. They can, of course, glimpse him back as well, but March was actually out of range. Now Hustler going to rotate in. Glimpse back on the Sand King, but he already got the stun off, and now there's the follow-up Magic Missile. It looks like March's life has been forfeit. Will end up going down, so a nice rotation from the supports of RR. That'll even up the score 2-2. Courier's going down left, right, and center while this is happening. Looks like Tim's finds another one, and that was actually Alacrity's Courier.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Deceptive rule of
Dire's
invisibility.
Gabby now losing his own courier as Hustler will end up finding it on the Sand King. Looking at that net worth graph, there's one hero right now that is quite far ahead of the others. So speaking of that hero, he's been trying to gank him up. They will get the chains as well as the Flame Guard off, and now the Battle Trance being popped as well, though Armel's still very healthy. Hustler moving in. Abby is there to try and assist, though do they have detection? Apparently they do not, but the Sandstorm may be enough, and in fact it is. They will get the kill with the Remnant of Alacrity, but now he has no map to get out of there. He's bottling his way up, and that's on cooldown. Treants will scout out Alacrity. There's a song coming out from KP. They don't want to play around any longer. They want to ensure they get this kill, and that is exactly what they do. But Alacrity, I believe, will be very, very satisfied with that, considering he did finally get the TA. It would have been a fair bit of XP and gold going his way on the Ember.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
While Tims is still on the hunt for couriers. This man just hates couriers. He's had enough of them. Just hunt them down one by one. It must have been all those years of support for Tims. He's just loves killing them off. KYXY looking to try and make a play on March, but he gets glimpsed back immediately. Look at that TA now. Armel has got the blink up. Be going straight into that Deso next, so a very standard
Dire's
TA
top
build.
tower is under attack.
Tims. Swipe a banner away
Dire's top
from the
tower
Radiant
is
side.
under attack. Dire's
It looks like RR gonna try and force in that top T1, trying to get something out of these bannerings being taken off them. KP is there to defend, and Drew is gonna stick around for now at the very least. Drew actually gonna make a bit of a chase now onto KP on that Naga Siren. Can't really lock him down though. KP is delaying this T1 going down just with those illusions by themselves. RR will be there to clear them out though in the end.
Radiant's middle tower
It's
is
Ramp
under
doing a
attack.
fair bit of damage over to Hustler and Nuts. Both teams are quite satisfied with just trying to push in towers for now. They're not really interested in fighting too much yet. T1 tower should finally go down. Drew will go ahead and clear that up, and now they're going to have a look for KP in the tree line. So KP has already looped around and is making a run for it. Pull the creep wave along with him. Here comes Nuts. Does he have Song? He does, but he won't proc it quite yet. KP just still walking away. Surely they just stun him up, and they do. Now the songs come out. KP, how do you get yourself out of this one? Well, you just TP. That's all that's required of the Naga Siren. He does waste the time of 3 different heroes. Still though, RR, they do get the T1 tower, so I'm sure they're very satisfied nonetheless. Now they kind of set their sights on that T1 mid.
Warriors of the wood.
Hustler. He did defend that bot T1.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
Ends up
is
finding
under
the Sand King
attack.
down at the bot lane, so Hustler does go down. It looks like TNT are going to start setting up for that bot T1 tower. And they do end up taking it out fairly easily. The thing is though, are doing the exact same thing up at the top T1, or excuse me, top tier 2. There will be a defense coming out from TNT though. They're not going to allow this to go down. March trying to get a glimpse off and does find it with the sack and the kinetic field. They'll hold in that troll warlord, but where's the follow-up? Here comes Armel. That's the follow-up they needed. They'll heal up Drew, but it may not be enough. In fact, for now it is. He does also have the battle trance that he hasn't popped yet. He's still just going to keep making a run for it. He's going to go for a TP play, but Armel, he will have the damage. Now Nuts just trying to get out before Gabby finds him. Lacri's there as well.
Dire's middle tower.
But it looks
is
like that
under
will be the
attack.
end of that. Do end up defending that T2 top. Do end up finding the troll kill. Now perhaps they may rotate onto the Alacrity. Armel is going to be there. Doesn't quite get the meld strike though. Alacrity will just manage to remnant out.
Attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Outpost to be taken prior to that 15-minute mark, but Hustler down the bot lane does get a double burrow strike off. Although the dust will be there, and they do punish the Sand King for this, and they're going to get the outpost anyway. That is at least one for each side before that 15-minute mark hits.
The seeds of fortune.
From the goddess.
Mel just going to focus on pushing down this bot wave. The rest of RR just trying to keep up in terms of farm.
Dire's middle tower is
Because
under
they are
attack.
2k behind on the
Radiant's
side of the
middle
Radiant.
tower is under attack.
But they will be sanking their defense. So Armel will back off back towards the
Radiant's
jungle.
top tower is under attack.
Vampire Fangs now coming out as well for the Drow. Gabby going to be a bit happy about that.
Behold, a subtle
An Essence
bird.
Ring now as well. RR to make a play throughout that mid lane. March is a very easy target to go for, and it looks like that's exactly what they're planning to do. Now, Remnant in as well, and March trying to run out of there, and in fact, he does do so. Never mind though, Alacrity had the sleight of fist, but Gabby's there with the Gus. Still no follow-up onto the Ember. It was a 1-for-1 trade on the supports regardless. They did find Nuts, and now a nice song coming out. Disruptor will buy back. March immediately TPs back in for the magnetic field onto 2. Alacrity tries to run it out, but doesn't quite get there. Now the 3-man Gus. Do they have the damage out? Drew is so darn low, but look at Alacrity. He just keeps moving forward onto March, looking for that dive on the Disruptor, and it looks like March almost goes out and does. The right fist will be enough, and now KP will be targeted. They found Gabby as well. KP trying to run. Epicenter won't really reach him either.
Dire's middle
But still a 2-for-0 trade for the sign of Reality Rift and a dieback for that matter.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And this Radiant side just doesn't seem to slow down. T1 mid goes down as well. And you would have thought that TNC would have been able to take that fight, but it just seemed like the side of RR was just so much tankier. Now straight into that Roshan pit it is. They are going to try and contest this TNC. KP doesn't have song available though. Burrow Strike will be there on Armel. They want to burst down this TA, and there's the jewel coming out. Perfect from KYXY. They'll get the victory. KP just wants to get the hell out of there. Alacrity though is there with the chains, and KP is slowly but surely falling. They won't pursue as the buyback was there from the TA. And for now, RR do back off. Roshan about half HP. It will smoke up though. They're ready for another team fight already. KP has moved into the Roshan pit. There's a double chains there from Alacrity. Straight off to Mars. They found the straight off the bat. And Ice Gust is there by Gabby, but it does nothing. Hustler looking for another target to Burrow Strike though. Here comes KP. It's there straight onto that Sand King, but he does Burrow Strike KP up. Still Hustler falling low, but not low enough. Tins, he'll be the one to go down on the Nature's Prophet. Now they jump straight onto Armel and try to find that dieback on the TA. The jewel is there from KYXY, and they will find the dieback. KP now trying to get the hell out of there, but Nuts swamps back. At least the Drow Ranger Gabby getting caught out with the Burrow Strike from Hustler. He's going to go down as well.
Radiant's top tower.
Oh no, TNC are falling apart right now. Drew will end up finding KP on the Naga. It's going to be another 3-for-0 trade.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Mind you, there was a buyback on Hustler to be fair, but it's It's a 12 to 8, 2k net worth lead for RR, and they're gonna find the Roshan to boot.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
And it just seems like this Radiant side, they've gotten into their groove now. The momentum's certainly their way, and
Dire structures are fortified.
TNC, it's a bit of a struggle for them right now. They can still come back into this game. They have the Naga, they have the Drow. Even Tim's on the Nature's Prophet can transition to a core quite well, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
RR can keep this up. This could be another victory for them. Tim's does spread out KYXY. He'll just go ahead and steal the outpost once again. Does get adjusted in the nick of time as well. Alacrity does manage to take that banner and may pay for it with his life. He's been silenced up. Remnant will be there, and now the song though will come out from KP. They have Tims to surround. Has one Remnant charge available. March though will static storm him up, and well, the silence almost pushes him out of the kinetic field. Still though, nice kill onto the Ember.
The seeds are fortified.
It was very, very important they punished him for taking that bounty. They need every kill they can get right now, TNC. See some clumsy nets coming out for either side.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
T1 going down mid lane. Nuts will end up denying it off.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So a 12 to 9, 2k net worth lead remaining for RR.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
T2 tower, not going to be long for this world. TNC not looking to defend this whatsoever.
Dire's middle
We'll go ahead and take it. Meanwhile, bot lane, however, they found Alacrity once again. It's a fantastic pickup for TNC. Shutting down this Ember over and over again. And now they immediately just TP their way out. Apart from March, who's been left behind on the Disruptor, he doesn't go for the TP play, and it looks like he may pay for it, although he waited out the Burrow Strike, but there's the jewel coming from KYXY. It's going to be more damage going this Legion Commander's way. It just seems that TNC are going to continue to waste the time of RR. Never allow them to feel comfortable across the map. Just continue forcing them to defend these waves that they're pushing in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And with the Naga Siren, you can pretty much do
Radiant's
this
middle tower is under
constantly.
attack.
There's just no end to it.
Dire's bottom tower has
Still
fallen.
though, Drew will find the bot T1. Looks like TNC though are setting up for the top tier 2 tower. They even try to make a play onto Drew, but it looks like TNC aren't feeling as confident. They will back off. Back towards their own jungle. There is more farm to be had. See March on the Disruptor just going straight into the Aghanim Scepter rush. Understanding he's the main form of control for the team, and that Static Storm is so darn important throughout those team fights. So having them just stop anyone from using a BKB is even better. In fact, they will find Gabby though on the Drow. Gabby cops the epicenter, will not survive. And KP, he used the song, but it was just a little bit too late. And with that now, RR may be feeling confident enough to go after that top tier 2 tower. They know the song's not there. And that is exactly what they'll do.
Is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
A tool to teach.
Goes straight up to the tier 3 now. He's just feeling so darn confident.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So he's going to be slightly careful. He doesn't have anything like a BKB or a Satanic up yet, but he does have an Eye of Skadi.
Is under attack.
TNC. Farm's just not there on the cause. Armel has done pretty well in terms of farm. He's second in net worth, but it just doesn't seem to transition to many kills on this TA. Perhaps with that BKB, things may be a little bit different. Of course, he still does have the 10-second charge.
A gift from the goddess.
But RR, they've smoked up, looking for a target. Looks like they won't really find anybody, but they do secure quite a few bounty runes for themselves.
This
TNC getting set up to try and go after Drew, but he does have plenty of behind him. KP throughout the ensnare. They do throw out the kinetic field up against Drew. May not mean anything as he continues to move forward. He has basically his whole team there. Tim's just in the back lines. Get started on the bot team too. No need to stop. In fact, Burrow Strike will be there to hustle to get started on March. They got the jewel off as well. Is March going to get any help? He'll get a song from KP. Still the Sandstorm doing damage throughout this song, but March will eventually be able to walk his way out of that one. They lost it now regardless. TNC now have no outer towers left standing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
More couriers to die. Tim, he's just on a mission once again, just not allowing any couriers to go out.
Radiant's top tower is under
Armel,
attack.
meanwhile, just keeping those waves pushed in towards the Reality Rift end. But Alacrity is here to defend that top lane. RR will just maintain their position down at the bot lane. They may try to make a play on Alacrity, and they do, but an immediate remnant away. There's just no lockdown for December. Not without March there. KP doesn't have song available. He'll go in with the dust, but immediate Burrow Strike is there from Hustler. Now they'll run up the hill. Tims will follow. They're trying out this Sand King, but they haven't got the greatest lockdown. Now a swap from Nuts will allow him to get out of the kinetic field. And Nuts will just be the one to go down. Pretty sure that's not the kill TNC wanted, but we'll have to take what they get. Alright, we'll just back off the safety.
Spread thrice.
They do have the option for the Roshan, which is up and available right now. Of course, TNC won't be allowing it to go down that easily, but if they wanted to force a team fight, that's the place to do it. Gabby. Seems like half his items just from the jungle. Trying to pick up that that ethereal blade. Still a while away from it though. RR just continue to stick as a team. They're not split up at any point. Apart from maybe Alacrity, but even this time he's around. Take that northeast or northwest outpost. TNC though, moving their way in. KP does have the song to set up and will just use the ensnare first. Now Drew will run straight after KP, does do a fair bit of damage towards him. They'll just keep Drew kinetic fielded up. He's still very, very healthy though. Doesn't seem very concerned whatsoever. In fact, I believe he has a Satanic coming out. And yeah, no, it was actually a BKB ad coming out. So now, perfect timing for the team fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
TNC will not go all the way. It looks like they are just out of there.
The seeds of fortune.
So Drew, gonna start off with the Roshan now. TNC though, are in position to contest this Roshan. Of course, you do still have KP's song available. And that multi-shot will scout out Drew farm for just going after that Roshan. They'll smoke up. How do you initiate though if you are on the side of TNC? It's gonna be the perfect song into the Static Storm, I believe. It's easier said than done. That Roshan is slowly but surely getting lower. They'll keep eyes on it from the side of TNC, just waiting, but there's the Burrow Strike onto Tims. They jump straight onto that Prophet, but the song comes in. Now the Static Storm onto 2, and Armel lining up, but he won't quite find the double side blades. In fact, Alacrity does manage to get out of there. They will at least find the Venge, and they take down Hustler as well, but they're going to lose KP in the process, and now the side of RR starting to move forward. They want Gabby on that trowel. He's still perfectly safe though, as Drew now gonna be forced to back off. Hustler ends up finding Tims on the Prophet. Now Tims back, they pick on the Troll Waller, but still, he wants to man-fight this. He'll take down March for his trouble, straight after Armel. Epicenter is there as well, and Hustler going after Gabby on the Drow. Gabby trying to run, but it looks like he's going nowhere as Alacrity jumps in and finds the chains. They found Gabby, they found Armel on the TA. This looks like a disaster coming out for TNC as Armel is gonna go down. And now KB, he just pulled back. He really doesn't want to die like this, but it looks like he may have no choice. In fact, no, he will blink out of there, but Roshan is going to be given away to the side of RR. There's just nothing TNC can do about it. It's a 3v5 situation without those buybacks available.
Regeneration.
Drew will go ahead and clean it up by himself. Looks like Alacrity will go ahead and pick up the cheese. You look to that mid lane, KYXY, he has not allowed the lane to push out. He's just pushing in the T3 tower by himself, getting it set up for his team. The rest of RR slowly but surely making their way up towards that T3 as well. You'll have Gabby back just in the nick of time, but I don't know if that's going to be quite enough to defend this Rax.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks.
The Raindrak's gone and the melee barracks
Radiant's bottom tower
almost down, but KP, a very, very nice song. He's grouped 3 together. Do they have the Static Storm? Yeah, they definitely do with the Aghanim Scepter upgrade as well. It's a lot of damage nuts. He'll go down straight away, but can they take down the Troll? Drew just BKB'd up, man fighting Armel, and Armel's gone. He has no buyback. Gabby will be the next target. It's already 2 for 1, and it looks like the GG call has been made by TNC. And ladies and gentlemen, you better get your fidget spinners out. Reality Rift have gone